Hello Taurus, welcome to your tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, and consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there is some high priestess energy, full moon energy. Really a beautiful card. Let's put that into some context. As I do this, I would also like to say that if there's anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments. Now, Path of the Serpent here. Wow, a lot of really good energy. I think things in your life are improving. I think right now there is, it's almost like, I'm almost getting this feeling like you're kind of at the bottom, right? But things are getting so much better. You know, it's like you're being lifted out of this, whatever state you're in right now, whatever this kind of somewhat dark energy that you have around you, I think is just, you're being lifted right out of this. Let's do a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use Rider-Waite-Smith. I feel like you've been waiting for an improvement, praying for an improvement, or for blessings, and I feel like they're coming in now, you know? Mystery card's going to go right there. We're not going to look at it until the end, and hopefully that will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. Okay, so we've got that priestess energy, so major, 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 major. We've got some air, some water, some fire. We've got a little bit more air and a bit of fire with these major arcana. So the first thing that we have is this priestess energy. This is full moon energy. This is the time of increase, of things getting better, getting brighter, improving, right? It's an increase of things, an increase of joy and beauty, an increase of knowledge and insight, an increase of discernment. I think you've really been kind of actively requesting this from the universe. You know, you've needed an increase of something, right? Confidence, an increase of stamina or stability, an increase of clarity, I think, okay? And the clarity that I think we really need is because of this Eight of Cups. I think that you needed some insight, or you need some sort of like motivation almost to get yourself out of this Eight of Cups situation. This was a bad situation. I don't know what this was exactly. If this was a relationship, this was a little bit of a funk or a rut, or, you know, dare I say, a little bit of a depression that you might have been in. Okay. I sincerely hope not. But if this is the case, whatever this, because this is some negative emotional energy, right? Whatever this negativity was, I feel like Spirit is helping to lift you out of this. Things are getting so much brighter. Things are getting better, right? We can't always say that. I don't think that you've said that recently, you know? In fact, with this Eight of Cups, I feel like you've kind of been saying lately that, oh gosh, things just keep getting worse. It's one thing after another, right? Not anymore. Now, instead of it looking like these cups are just draining, the water is getting less and less. Now I think these cups are starting to fill back up. And I think you're starting to notice this. And I think it really feels like a blessing, like a gift. You know, like Spirit is now providing this abundance for you. I think that you're welcoming it with open arms. And this isn't something that a Taurus, I think, usually will admit, right? We think of Taurus, we think of stubborn, going to persist, not really going to let it show how I truly feel. But what we know about Taurus, it's ruled by Venus. And what do we have at the very end of the reading today? The Empress energy, Venus energy. So what is within you, even though you may be maybe a little stubborn, may not really want to let it show, is this this welcoming of this divine energy, this gratitude, right? This is kind of admitting that we need some increase. We need some kind of light, some kind of manna from heaven to help get us out of this funk that we're in. Whatever's the cause of it, if this is a relationship, if this is you not having the kind of success at work or at home, I feel like there's something here with this fire energy. We have fire up top, we have the fire down here on the path of the serpent. I feel like there's part of this Eight of Cups is the inability for your stuff to connect, right? Like you're trying to get something going, either a career success, a business, a creative project, maybe a relationship. It just feels like things aren't quite in sync, right? You're trying to put things together and it's just like they don't quite fit, you know? I think all that's changing. So, and a lot of that has to do with this moon energy. I think that the spirit, God, goddess, deity, the divine, guardian angels, spirit guides, whatever you want to call it, whatever you acknowledge, whatever you believe in, is illuminating your heart, right? I feel like there's this divine light that's just going directly into your heart chakra and activating it, right? There's a real brightness coming from this area. And I feel like it's kind of a heartwarming feeling, right? There's a reason why we call it something is heartwarming, because it activates that heart chakra, and then we feel the heat. We sense the light, and it starts to warm up, literally. So I think that is taking place in you, and it's the sense of a welcome increase of joy and support and nurturing and a little bit of this divine assistance. We could all use a little bit of grace now and then. And I think that this is entering your life. And I think you're welcoming it with open arms, like this, like the figure on the card anyway. And I think this is almost kind of related to putting down our efforts to control the situation or fight against it, right? Because this figure, they have a bow and arrow in front of them there, but they're not using it. They've set it down in front of them so that they can welcome in this energy with both arms. It's almost like, okay, I'm not going to fight against the spirit anymore. Now I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to welcome that spirit. Now you don't have to be a religious person, Whatever kind of energy in the universe you acknowledge, right? Whether it's karma, whether it is, a spiritual or divine energy, whatever it may be for you. This is the acceptance of it, the welcoming of it. We're not struggling against it, trying to say, no, I can do this myself, that stubborn Taurus kind of nature. This is putting down maybe the horns and opening ourselves up and saying, okay, I'm done resisting this. I'm going to allow it into my life. And it's coming. And the first stage of that is this Four of Cups, this kind of balance, right? You're not going from melancholy to manic and, elated, exalted kind of energy. No, you're going from this kind of melancholy, this Eight of Cups, to a Four of Cups. So the first step is Spirit's kind of cutting that in half, right? That Eight of Cups, we're just taking it down a notch to a Four of Cups. It's a balance, it's a calmness, it's a peacefulness, right? It's not the other extreme. No, it's not going to take you from the lowest depths to the greatest heights right away. Not one extreme to the other, but a balance in the middle. Spirit is coming in and patching up the holes in your boat, right? Sewing the patches into your sails so that you can determine where you want to go from here. You're just about ready to set sail, but Spirit is coming in. Spirit is coming in. Put the bow and arrow down. Put the weapons down. Pick up the tools. Let's start fixing this boat, right? And let's start doing something about all this water. This Eight of Cups here could be the water that's filling up in your boat, kind of threatening to sink it, right? So we need to bail out this water, fix the holes, patch the sails, and then we're ready to go. But what we have to do first, before we really get to this full Venus Empress energy, before we really get to where we are feeling called to, we have to deal with some of this air and this fire. Everything next is air and fire. Look, air, 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 fire, 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 until we get to that Venus energy. So we've got our work cut out for us. And that's okay, because now you've fully embraced this spiritual energy. You've fully embraced this idea of letting the universe help you. And not just the universe, people, the world, letting your friends, your family, allowing yourself to be helped, right? Admitting that, okay, I might need a little assistance here. I might need to reach out. And ask for assistance. This is the 10 of Swords. This is kind of breaking with that stubbornness, right? This is overcoming the ego a little bit, right? This is kind of shattering the mirrors in our minds. This kind of hall of mirrors, like at a carnival, where you can't find the exit. You think you're going in one direction and you smack right into if they're plexiglass or whatever they are. Plastic. And so it's really just kind of, we're just bouncing around in place. We're not really going anywhere, right? We're not making any progress. We need literally someone to come in and open up the door so we can see where the exit is. Otherwise, we're in our thoughts and we can't really do much about it. So sometimes we have to stop and admit that we need some sort of outside assistance. We need someone to open up the door to this damn place so we can find our way out. I never liked the mirror thing at the carnival. Never did. So this is about dropping a lot of illusions or preconceived notions about ourselves. About maybe what we deserve, where we belong, what belongs to us. This idea of ownership in general, like what, if you strip yourself down, if you take away everything that you think is, yours, your thoughts, your beliefs, your possessions too, but more than that, your values, your beliefs, your ideas, your knowledge, what's left? Strip ourselves down to the bare nothing. And that's where we will find a connection really with Spirit. And this is where you'll find this kind of divine intuition. That's where you'll see the light that gets you out of this hall of mirrors, that gets us out of this, just being lost in this place. I don't know what to call it, but we can't make any progress. We can't find a direction to set sail, without getting rid of this. Now, the 10, we also have the 7. We might as well do these together. The 10 and the 7. I think that there is some kind of a relationship that you have with something. It could be a person. It could be a Sagittarius person. Or there's a relationship with some thing, some behavior, some belief, some thought, some ideal or idea. Something that you are having a difficult time letting go of. Okay? And with the 7 here, it's like you know that it's not working. You know that you keep trying to shove this, square peg in the round hole kind of thing. You keep trying to force this, but it's not, it's not working. So the difficult part is letting go of that attachment. Okay? Again, it could be a relationship with a person. It could be with a behavior, a lifestyle. It could be with a belief or an idea. But I really think that part of the work right now is acknowledging that we've kind of known all along that this hasn't been working. With the 7 here, there's just a blockage. It's just not, you're not compatible with this thing or this person. And I really think the 10 is saying it's time to let that go. It's time to let that go, and that'll help you get out of this kind of hall of mirrors. Where we think we see progress, we think we see the future, we think we see ourselves, we think we know ourselves. It's just a reflection. It's just one of many false reflections. It's not our true self. It's not our true path. It's not our true future. It may look like we're looking out into the distance at progress, but it's just another plexiglass right in front of us. It's not real. And I think in some way that's related to this thing that you're attached to, either this person or this behavior, this lifestyle, or this idea. There's something that we need to let go of because it's giving us this false sense of seeing ourselves. It's creating that illusion for us, right? Maybe the illusion that we need this thing. I think deep down, the 7 of Swords is underneath it all. I think deep down you know that it's not for you. Up above everything, though, we see this 4 of Wands. This is your highest aspiration. This is what you really want. You want to create. You want to make progress. You want to express yourself. You want to be yourself. You want to do things. You want to set sail and travel, right? Maybe literally. You want to give form to your fiery energy. You want to express it. You don't want to just have all of this tension and anxiety and all this fiery energy stuck inside. You need to give it expression. You want to give it form, express yourself, create things. Right? Have interests and pursue activities and new things and do whatever it is that you feel in your heart you want to go do with your life, right? And this is all sorts of things. But in order to get to this is your aspiration. To get here, we have to complete the rest of this air work down here. Right? To give form to our fire, we have to get out of this water and get rid of this air. We're like we need to fix the boat and wait for a clear, breezy day to set sail, right? We need the perfect weather for sailing, right? And that's what we're talking about here with this air and this water energy. But spirit, this divine connection, this deep intuitive understanding of things and this blessing, this grace, this acceptance, this gratitude is underneath all of this, okay? It's the central figure that's going to bring us that perfect weather for sailing. And that's when we get here to the path of the serpent. First thing is this eon, judgment, rebirth, reawakening. The process of setting sail is a difficult one. This is the first set of pylons that you have to go through. This is your first, this is the gateway, the entrance to this future. As soon as you set sail, this is you really like leaving the harbor, you know. And it's a difficult thing if we have to give something up, if we have to surrender and accept spirit into our life to get out of this 8 of Cups, to fix our boat, to use our compass, figure out what we want to do, what are we trying to create, what heading should we choose when we set sail, where should we go, where do you point the boat? Well, that's part of the 4 of Wands. That's a difficult set of problems here, right? It's difficult work. But doing that, we're going through this gate. We're leaving the harbor now. Now we're kind of out on our own. Now we're doing things. The first thing that we encounter is this Sagittarius person, perhaps. This Art or Temperance card. This is learning to sustain this balance. Just because we got out of the harbor, just because we got away from this Eight of Cups, we've got through this Swords energy, right? We fixed our boat. That doesn't mean that it's all smooth sailing, right? It doesn't mean that we don't have to maintain this, right? Now, I almost feel, I hope this isn't the case, but I almost feel like there's some kind of addiction or something that was happening. And this idea that once we get out of that, right, that then now we're free. Now we can just sail around the universe and do our will and accomplish our goals. We have to remember that we have to maintain this kind of sobriety every day, right? Every day has to be another day where we tell ourselves, okay, we're going to maintain our sobriety just right now in this moment. And then, tomorrow we'll kind of renew that. So the Art or Temperance card here is saying that just because you've gotten out of the harbor doesn't mean you're home free. Doesn't mean it's all smooth sailing. You still have to maintain this. Whether it's a literal sobriety or a kind of a metaphoric sobriety. It takes work. It takes maintenance, right? It takes this idea of moderation or balance or control. This strategy. How are you going to remain sober today, this hour, the next hour, right? Or the next day? And again, hopefully this isn't literal, but it may be. I know this is something that a lot of us are struggling with, have struggled with, or will struggle with. So it's okay to talk about these things. They shouldn't be taboo. Talking about, addiction and sobriety, it shouldn't be a taboo subject. So anyway, that's the Art or the Temperance card. This idea that we have to maintain this as we go. It's not just one and done. We've escaped. We're sailing now. We're fine. No, we have to maintain that. Okay. And that's a difficult thing to do. Here's the demon of doubt. This is what we don't want, right? Five of Swords. We don't want this. We don't want that that demon within us that just will creep back up and just say, oh, maybe we can turn around. No, it's too bright and sunny out here. Let's turn around. Let's go back to the harbor. Let's go back to the swamp. Let's go back to these swords. This is that demon of doubt that it just says you can't do it. You won't do it. You're not good enough. You're not strong enough. Blah, 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 blah. A million things. It's going to try to trick you. And this is a part of our own minds. This is part of ego. This is the addicted mind, kind of, right? Not the sober mind, but the addicted mind saying, let's just go back. Let's turn around. Let's have a drink. And again, this may not be literal, but this is a representation of all those things that we tell ourselves to get us to stop taking this journey, right? It's too risky. It's too hot out here. It's too cold out here. I'm not strong enough. This is everything that's going to try to turn you away from getting to this Empress energy. This is right before we get to that Empress. That's when the demon, right, is going to try its hardest to stop you. It's going to throw everything at you, last-ditch effort. You're almost at the finish line. We've got to pull out all the stops. We've got to do everything we can, muster all the forces to stop you from getting to where you belong, to finding your true self, finding your happiness, your fulfillment, finding spirit. Remember, this is the Venus energy. This is the card that rules the sign of Taurus in astrology. So I feel like this is deep down your ultimate fulfillment. This is what has been like your ruling passion your entire life. We may not have ever known what this is. But the further out you sail, the more days go by where you're doing this, the more you get a clear picture of what this ideal is. What is it that you're doing with your life, right? What is this ultimate goal? What is this destination? This is the island destination. You're sailing now. This is where you're going. And I'm sure this looks different for every one of you watching. All 12 of you. But this is that ultimate goal, that ultimate fulfillment, satisfaction, happiness. This is what really is kind of the divine energy that has been ruling your life all along. We just need to tune into it. And we started with this priestess energy, and this is you tuning in, right? Now you can hear the music, and this is where the music's taking you, right? These are the coordinates. This is where you need to point your compass, is at this Empress energy. So this is whatever kind of success is kind of the ruling spiritual force in your life. It could be a career thing. It could be relationship success, physical, spiritual success, all sorts of things, right? Everything and anything is represented here. But now I want to look at that mystery card because I'm curious if this is going to give us a little bit of an idea of where it is you're going or perhaps what it is that we're getting away from. Right? I wonder if it can help us out with some of that. Well, it's the 3 of Cups, so in some sense, this is answering both of those questions. Maybe we're getting away from the 3 of Cups. Maybe we're getting away from too much indulgence. Maybe this is, drinking. Maybe this is indulging too much in the kind of celebration, right? Maybe this is spending too much time with the wrong kind of people or with the wrong kind of substances, This is abundance, but the 3 of Cups is not always a good card. It has to be taken in context. If it's over here on the path of the Dove context, well, this is what we're getting away from, this overindulgence, right? Over here on the path of the Serpent, what this represents is celebration. This results in this spiritual experience, this influx of divine energy, this abundance of spirit and love and joy and warmth that we get when we arrive at this destination, this Empress energy that's waiting for us. When we arrive there, that is true spiritual fulfillment. Physical, emotional, and mental fulfillment and satisfaction also. It is a true abundance around you. And the 3 of Cups is the understanding of the water energy, right? It's you really understanding what this Empress energy means in practice. I mean, that's great in theory. Abstractly, sure, we get it, Empress energy. But what does that mean to you in your life? This is the understanding of that. You're figuring this out. And this is what you aspire to. You aspire to knowing what it is that you're meant to be doing, knowing what this destination is. You're getting a sense of kind of what direction to go, and the closer you get, the deeper this understanding becomes of what it is that you really want in life and how you're going to go about getting it. And the meaning that it has for you, right? It's the understanding of the water energy. So all of that love and joy, that sense of meaning and purpose and fulfillment and satisfaction, you're coming to really understand that about yourself. And I think that really is something that we can all be really, really grateful for achieving. That's something really special. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around for that, please click on the link that's right up here. You can have access to all of the extended readings, not just for Taurus, but for all of the zodiac signs. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me read for you. Hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, maybe share the video on your social media, Facebook, or with your friends and family or whatever. That really helps us out with the algorithm. I'm starting to learn these things about algorithms and stuff, and it's more complicated than I thought. So I appreciate you. I'm happy that you're here watching these readings. I hope you are well, and I'll see you again very soon.